Hey, hey, hey! Happy Tuesday! If you have made it to this point, you have made it through the toughest part of the week. You have gotten up, you've gotten it going. Tomorrow, you just got to get up and get it rolling, and you're on the other side of the work week hill, rolling into a holiday week ahead. So hopefully you've had a good one. I wanted to pop on here, although I don't make videos very often. I wanted to pop on and just share with you a trend that I was noticing this week, and it boiled down to stress management and a little bit of mindset shifts to help take back control of the way that you perceive yourself and the way that you take action to show up a little bit more valuable with your team. If that sounds like it'd be useful, hang back. We're going to dive into that in just a moment. For those of you I've not yet met, I wanted to take a minute to introduce myself. My name is Rachel Carey, and I am a leadership coach and people strategist with Emerging Lotus Coaching. I specialize in helping people create a catalytic change in their business and in the way that they show up to lead others or to lead functions within an organization. I help them really drive through some mindset shifts, really hone in on their energy, and drive forward towards the goals that they have ahead. At any rate, I wanted to dive in what I noticed this week as a trend with some of the clients that I work with, and to be perfectly honest, a little bit with myself. There is an increase in stress, and not only do we have to then work on finding ways to kind of release that stress, but there's also a little bit of this mindset shifting that has to kind of happen to help us show up a little bit differently with our teams. So what does that mean? So first of all, stress management, so important, guys. And there's many different ways. There's ways of eating, there's ways of working out. The thing of it is that I think is important is to know what works for you. Sometimes it's taking a break. Sometimes it's a mindfulness meditation. I've actually been engaging with a group, doing mindfulness meditation as a group once a week, and then we've been kind of following an everyday little meditation with a little bit of a Dharma talk, which has been really, really helpful, and kind of taking that time to breathe through, because what happens is when emotions surge, which they tend to do when we're stressed, they tend to take over and we can't fully see the picture. Don't always know what the trigger was. So find what it is that works for you. For some people, it's running. For some people, it's taking a walk. For some people, it's a really high intense workout, whether it be like jujitsu or kickboxing, whatever your thing is. For some people, it's meditation or yoga, getting really kind of quiet, coming back within. For some people, it's curling up with a good book, kind of escaping for a little bit. So just be really mindful of yourself right now. If you're starting to feel very stressed, use that as your trigger. Yes, things are busy. And when things get busy, we tend to let go of ourselves a little bit, right? But there's a saying in the mindfulness community that for every day, you should meditate for 10 minutes. But if you're especially busy and you're short on time, you should meditate for 20. And of course, it's a little shocking because you expect them busy. You expect to have less. And they say more. And the reason that they say more is because when we get a little bit busier, we get a little caught in that spin cycle. And that spin cycle can lead us to be making some very emotional decisions. And those emotional decisions, sometimes we can go back later and go, ooh, and not fully understand what kind of triggered them. But if we're taking time to really be mindful and take care of ourselves and implement those tools that we know work well for us, they can be really helpful and beneficial to driving you forward towards your goals. So keep that in mind for the stress management side of it. But here's the thing. If one of your things is you're stuck on mindset, for example, maybe you feel like you aren't valued in your workplace. And you walk in every day thinking, oh, they don't see me. They don't ask me questions when they should. They don't honor my area of expertise. They're not valuing me as a contributor And as an influencer in this organization, I don't feel like I'm valued. There might be truth to that. The people around you might not value you. And you have to challenge yourself if it's factual and if it's because of how you're showing up. Are you showing up in a way that says, I'm not valued, and so I'm shrinking back and I'm not doing valuable work? I'm not leaning in and I'm not creating change. I'm not inserting in and being a helpful team player. Is that thought impacting you in a way that gets in the way of your goal of being seen as a valued member of the team? It's an interesting question. When you really start digging in, you might feel a little resistance to it too. But think about it a little bit. How would you feel? How would you feel if your thought in the morning was, my team values me and they rely on me to bring awesome work that I'm passionate and knowledgeable with? How might you feel? And if you felt that way, what ways would you show up? And if you show up those ways, what message might that send to your team? Now flash back to how you're feeling now. If you're walking in feeling like I don't feel valued, what are you feeling like? And what actions are you taking? How different are those two camps? So it's about mindset sometimes. So if we can shift that mindset a little bit, we can create some really impactful change. I can't remember the name of the neuroscientist. I'm going to look it up and I'm going to plug it in the comments. But I was listening to a podcast. I was listening to James Wedmore's Mind Your Business podcast maybe about a month ago. I was having some affirmation moments that I needed to create for myself, a little bit of a mind shift that I needed to do. Believe it or not, guys, coaches, same thing. We're just like you. We still need to have coaches and we still need to do some mindset work. And I was in that same boat. And I listened to this particular podcast, and on it, he had a neuroscientist whose name I've forgotten, but I will, like I said, look it up. She said that there's three times a day where you can make the most impact to rewire your neural pathways to really create that shift and change in the mindset that you have. So for example, I'm not valuable. Well, that goes against your goal. Like, it's getting in the way of you getting to your goal. So what is the rule, or what is the mantra or affirmation or statement or belief system, call it whatever you feel like calling it, that would actually serve you to getting towards your goal? It's probably something along the lines of, I am a valued contributor on my team. So let's just roll with that as an example. So if you got up every morning and you leaned in the first thing in the morning, or right before bed, or within an hour of working out, you will have the most impactful change in rewiring your mindset. And when you rewire your mindset, you rewire your thought system, rewire how you feel, rewire how you show up. You're going to start seeing those results that you're looking for. Hopefully that is helpful for you. I can tell you that when I did the rewiring and when I followed her advice, it was amazing. And I found myself in a state of flow, and things just started happening that seemed like they were outside of my control. But there is something about that, guys. There's something about believing in yourself, that confidence, that finding what you're looking for. So if you're looking for proof that you're not valuable, you're going to find it. And if you're looking for proof that you are valuable, you'll find that too. Like Henry Ford said, whether you believe in, oh gosh, I'm going to butcher the quote. Whether you believe in yourself that you can or you can't, you're right. And so I think that that's a really powerful statement, and I'm going to close this out with that. I hope that this was a valuable Tuesday tip. I'm not really making that a thing, guys, because I'm not sure that I can commit to videos every Tuesday just yet. But today's Tuesday tip, I hope it was valuable for you. I hope that you're able to take it away and do something great with it and are able to go tackle whatever that next goal is of yours. Guys, I totally believe in you, and I know what the powers of those shifts can be. So I look forward to hearing from you. Please share in the comments if anything shakes out of that for you, or PM me. Feel free to chat. I always like helping and hearing people walking through the mindset things. I believe in you. You've got this. Go have an amazing rest of your week and go reach those goals. I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye.